Hey, Wayne B, how you doing, buddy? Northside Hawk, hi, Dominic. Let me go over here and get the link. Copy, copy. And okay, there we go. Northside, Dominic, how you doing? Join me.
Here we
Russell
go.
Brown,
And we're away.
how's it going?
Yeah. I pretty much just woke up about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, well,
It's a Monday morning,
Monday morning, what time is it there?
10 past 7.
7:10. All right.
Yep.
So did you get a good night's sleep?
Well, I wouldn't say good. I wouldn't say great, but it was good. But it was there was a lot more of it than I had yesterday. So I'm happy with that.
Good. Yeah, not a lot going on here, Dominic. It's, as you can see, it's just kind of a yucky day again.
God. So what's the temperature there?
63 degrees.
Okay.
Russell says,
struggled to get into
no AZ.
Yeah, I know. We
Hey,
struggled to get in.
Patty, how you doing?
Hey, Patty. Hey, Tim.
Mr. Jackson.
Yeah,
Well, he would be at work, right?
more than likely.
Where's Bobblehead at? I think he's talking
Yeah.
about Justin, isn't he?
I'd say so.
Okay. Patty's watching NASCAR. Good for you.
Oh, okay. To each their own. Not a.
Now, did you have any soccer games over the weekend that you watched, or no?
Our soccer's nearly finished, but AFL, there's 9 games each week.
Okay.
So there's some on.
Tim's been at work for an hour now, so he must have gone to
Okay.
work at 6, right?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
No, our football, 9 games over the week. Usually Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday and Sunday afternoon is our timetables. And that's the way it generally goes. But you know, my team played on the Saturday night, so I sat back and watched the other teams go about it. Mm.
Tim likes to watch female mud wrestling.
Oh yeah, it's another good
That's a different thing, Tim. That's different.
Yeah.
Tim, your buddy Tim.
Yeah. Another.
Lynn says that doesn't surprise her. She's on the phone.
Oh, okay. Oh, then.
So Tim, say hello to Lynn. There's a tanker coming down. You can always tell a tanker because they got all the, or it's upbound. They got all the apparatus for liquids on deck. Tim says, Lynn.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
So it's Sunday evening. It's 5:15 here.
Yep.
Not much going on. I don't know if they're maybe all hung over from the coronation. I don't know.
Yeah.
The
Did
name
they
of
have
the,
a big celebration?
yeah, the name of the tanker is the Congo Star.
Okay. So is that a regular
Oh, no,
regular
it's
ship?
that's a salt, well, that's a salty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just happens to be over here. It's doing, it either has a pickup or a delivery or something going on.
Okay. Interesting.
Because right next to it right now is
Yeah.
the pilot boat.
Oh,
They-
okay.
They put the Great Lakes pilots on the Salties.
Okay. Hmm. So usually much traffic on a Sunday afternoon?
There was traffic earlier. Lynn was commenting that she heard ship horns going on and off all afternoon.
Okay.
Tim says Bobblehead is probably eating his burritos for dinner.
Rare again spending such quality time with Dad, given the nature of this slow, relaxed trip. Rocky really gives us a chance to switch on, with the distractions, busyness of day-to-day life. With service like snacks, gives
I don't think there's anybody else on right now, is there, Dominic? Did you notice?
Not normally. Because I'm just trying to work it out time-wise.
It's my favorite part of this
There's
time.
usually Drone Seekers International, which is from the UK, but that goes on about an hour before you go on,
Yeah,
because that's about 5 a.m. Because they're, the whole daylight saving thing, you have it, we don't. That pushes everything 2 hours behind for me.
right. As you can see it, Dominic,
Yeah.
that is the pilot boat. He'll go out there and they'll transfer the pilot that brought it up through the lower lakes. And they'll pick him up and then turn around and come back unless.
Yeah.
Look. No, there's no other ships downbound that need a pilot.
Is that normal for a Sunday night?
Well, it comes and goes, it just depends upon, I can give you a snapshot look of what it looks like out there.
such.
Uh,
Top one of your choice. So just a description.
My brother Ken.
Back on the train.
okay, let's go screen share. Click the boxes. There we go. There's
Yeah.
right now what a snapshot of what's going on in the Great Lakes.
Okay.
The American Century, which is a 1,000-footer, went up earlier. You got Sam Lund is downbound, but he's up the thumb a little bit. I'm right down here. This is where we are. This is where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And Samuel Champagne, which is tug barge, is coming down. The Oak Glen went by. The Agoma Conveyor went by. The American Integrity went by. This is the Detroit River, and there's different things going on in the Detroit River.
Okay.
Hay Barker is just getting ready to enter Lake St. Clair. It's doing 10.6 knots, and down in Erie, you've got a few ships moving around. Walter McCarthy, Saginaw, the Lee Tregurtha, H. Lee White. So anyway, but you get the really sense of, well, it's cleared out pretty good. Here's Lake Superior, because they all come over here to Duluth. Stewart Court, all the Stewart Court is carrying iron ore.
Okay.
It's going to pick up iron ore. There's the Paul Tregurtha. And so here's the locks up here.
Okay.
Indiana Harbor's getting ready to head into the locks. You can see them right here. These are the locks. In fact, I can show you a satellite view. There's the locks right there.
Okay.
See that's not actually a ship there, but that's when the satellite took a picture.
Okay.
They'll go into the locks and go through.
Okay. Okay then. Okay. Oh, Patty's telling us there's a awesome wreck at NASCAR.
Yeah. Well, I think that Paul Hodges, didn't he say that he was not going to be on tonight? Or was busy or?
Well, I wasn't on the last one.
Okay, I can't remember.
That was after my
whether he said
bedtime.
He was or he wasn't. I know he's been really busy trying to finish up with his house stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Something RM trying hard to do, ultimately businesses, and I've no doubt in the day a local bakery, the contract places several hundred week orders for the series.
So that's about all that's going on here. But as you can
Well said,
see
Curtis.
from that
Hello,
shot,
Curtis.
it's
Hello,
starting,
Eddie Nanya.
it's starting to get hazy out there.
Oh, okay.
Curtis is here, and Wayne B
Yep.
and Patty and
One Vision, Dustin.
Nunya. The port here in Bridgestown? I don't think so. Oh, you're talking about the train bridge. Yes, it is. They completed that
They murdered it.
They murdered it, as Tim says, don't you? They finished it off about a week to 10 days ago.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I thought he was, then you was talking about the Blue Water bridges. You don't see any trucks up there, but it's at a bad angle. So
Okay.
what they're looking for is there's sometimes peregrine falcons up here on the bridge.
Okay.
Hey, I don't see any trucks on the bridge, Lenny. Have you heard anything?
No, you want me to check?
Yeah, check because they're showing us on the camera now all the way to Sarnia. And usually they're lined up and you usually can see some traffic. There's nothing going on there. Huh. That's different.
Says there's no wait. Doesn't say anything's going on.
I'm gonna go over and see what's on the camera at Boat Nerd and see if they can see the bridge. It should pan around and go back. Well, it's going the other way right now, but. Oh, I can go backwards. Yeah, I see a truck going by.
Hmm. Hi, Birdman.
See,
Well,
there's a
no backups.
there's a truck going by, but there's nothing up on the bridge.
No, there's not. Look at the camera, Blue Water Bridge toll. On 94, there's hardly nobody coming in. Oh, maybe it's just slow today.
Could be everybody just taking life easy.
Hmm.
Let's go back an hour ago. An hour ago, there's just one truck going over right now.
Hmm.
You can see it there. Another truck coming by and a couple of cars and nothing, no big traffic up there, which is highly unusual for the Blue Water Bridge.
Hmm. Yeah, you can see the one truck.
And the car coming up here, a couple of cars there. And so it's just unusual. No bridge traffic, Lenny,
Hmm.
It's unusual. It's usually packed, especially on Sunday.
on a Sunday. That's right.
Hmm.
Brother Ken says, take care of yourself, Birdman. What did Birdman say? Have a good stream. Still no voice after my big seizure. Could take days or weeks. Oh, sorry to hear that, David.
Hmm.
Now, David, will you go get checked or what will you do?
The restaurants relaxing on the midday. Up the bar with the friend, all writing postcards and allow. Let's go check into the self-proclaimed as well as much shorter. Hi, good afternoon. Cape Town. Hello there and welcome back to the channel. We're beginning our journey here on the group rail. So proud to say it's going to be
I don't see anybody on live either.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
Mm. Yeah, it is.
Jim's droning did 46 minutes ago. He was motion controller for the Mini 2
Mm-hmm.
3 Pro. Philly
Yeah.
Drone Life was live from Philadelphia from the park because
Yeah.
he built a FPV drone and he was flying
Yeah.
it.
I saw a little bit of that.
Yeah, nothing much going on.
Mm.
I don't know where Paul Hodges is. He's probably out doing something or
Mm-hmm. Laura says, I'm waiting for videos to move to PC so I can edit them. Only taken all day so far. Hello, Mark R. White.
oh, David said he's going to the doctor's on Tuesday.
Yep. Yeah, because the bank holiday today.
What did you say?
David is going to the doctor's on Tuesday because he had a really bad seizure and he can't speak.
Wow.
Yep.
Mm.
Hey, Mark White, how you doing? Welcome, welcome.
Yep.
And Laura's trying to edit that her little video from when they were at the coronation, and she says it's been uploading all day since she's still waiting.
Well, it's today here, Mark. That's why I said today.
Dustin says he's making he invites you over for dinner making pancetta. I don't know what that is.
On set?
Yeah,
Please explain, Dustin.
pancetta. Laura says she's not enjoying the quietness in the house because David's not talking.
Mm.
She's not enjoying it?
No,
Wow.
Yeah.
and David says peace for Laura, although she keeps asking questions.
Well, this is a good way that he can ignore her. Because he can't answer her.
That's right. Well, unless maybe he's getting good at sign language, Lynn.
And that could be another one.
Doing sign language?
I don't know.
With a third finger or what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Tim. Tim's the
Okay.
instructor for that kind of sign language.
Oh, I'm confused.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Dustin.
I got confused. Sorry about that.
Oh, Dustin says, I don't know, have you ever heard of it, pancetta?
It says
It's
a Filipino dish.
dish.
I like lumpia better.
Lumpia? What's that?
Yeah.
Explain lumpia.
Oh my gosh. It's got water chestnuts in it. It's got the oriental noodles in it. It's got ground beef in it. Oh my gosh. It gets rolled up in a wrapper and it's deep fried and it is to die for.
Wow.
Very popular in the Philippines.
Yeah,
Matter of
I know
fact, when
one
Art was
Vietnamese,
there a week or so ago, he had some.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Laura said she,
Lumpia.
Laura said she made David dinner, so you know he's not well. And Nunya says, I'm sure you're an okay cook. And don't tell David that you cooked it. Birdman, stop it. I can't laugh as well.
It has ground beef, carrots, celery, onion, garlic, water chestnuts. Use a spring roll wrapper. You can put shrimp in it.
Mm,
It's good.
okay.
Laura told Nunya, says, I can burn water.
Well, yeah,
Really?
don't let it in the microwave.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gone through a couple of microwaves.
So have you.
No,
Yes,
I'm Mr. Kitchen.
you used to be, but you're not anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Breakfast bowls around the house, you know?
No, yeah.
Yeah, but how hard can it be to make beans on toast?
Yeah, there you
Joe.
go.
USA Drove Flyer.
Captain Joe, how you doing?
How you doing? Captain Joe.
Lumpia is like a spring roll,
Yeah.
Yep.
Mark White says, yeah.
Had bean sprouts in it. Water chestnuts. It's great.
Is it deep fried or just
Yeah, they're fried. They're wrapped
Oh,
up.
okay.
The wrappers.
Oh, here comes Justin.
They're the spring wrappers.
Okay, yep.
The spring roll wraps.
Yep,
What's up, guys?
What's
they're
up?
really good.
So you finished your burrito?
Put them in sweet and sour.
What burrito?
Oh, we were just thinking that it was dinner time.
No, I actually just got up. I fell asleep earlier.
No, no.
I was watching Avatar, the second one.
Laura
Oh,
made
okay.
jacket potatoes today. What the heck is jacket potatoes?
You don't know what a jacket potato is?
No.
Ah, you people. Basically, what it is you cut a potato, you parboil a potato, then you cut it, and then you put fillings in it. Then you put it in foil, and then you bake it as well.
What's
Oh,
up, Joe?
you know, like cheese and that kind of
potato.
stuff.
Hello, Patty.
Hey, Patty,
Hi,
you mean you put cheese and stuff and bacon and that
Yeah, you
kind
can
of stuff?
put cheese, sour cream, bacon,
And what is it on?
A baked potato.
jacket potato,
So it's a
oh,
baked potato.
otherwise
With
known as a baked
lot-
potato.
no,
Oh,
with lots of,
Jesus.
a baked potato is lots of bacon, cheddar cheese, ranch, and butter. There you go.
Yeah,
Well, she called it, what did she call it?
a jacket potato.
A jacket, no.
No,
Laura.
Llama Laura.
Laura
called it a
said,
jacket-
Laura called it a jacket potato.
How the hell does the word jacket have anything to do with a baked potato?
because you leave it in the
You leave it
foil.
in the natural skin?
Yes.
Yeah, and you leave it
Oh.
in the foil.
In
Okay,
the
the foil
natural
is a
skin and
jacket.
in foil.
yeah.
Yeah, the foil is a jacket.
No, it's not. It's foil.
Now you guys. think you
A
know
jacket is
already?
a jacket.
Jesus.
Just call it a foil potato then.
Or just call it a baked potato. They don't
Yeah,
have to go
geez,
into
oh my
detail.
Okay, it's a baked,
God.
it's a baked potato then.
How about dinner?
Yeah, we'll just call it dinner. Oh, Jesus.
With us about.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought the English were more proper than that. Seems like they really jacked up the English language
Okay,
over
we'll
time.
call it a proper potato from now on. Yeah, the skin is the jacket,
No, it's the
just like
skin.
Mark said.
Be right back. I forgot to give Mia her pills and she's bugging the hell out of me.
Oh, that's how, well, that's how I cook
Get
it.
busy watching
I
those
cook it in the
girls.
foil.
Yeah, you don't have to cook it in foil, Mark said. But the skin is the skin.
Yeah, maybe,
Makes it
maybe it's
better.
slight, maybe it's slightly different over here.
It's crispier in foil.
Yeah,
Well, it depends on how you do it, because if you do it on a barbecue, you're gonna get a crispier skin.
You're gonna take forever to barbecue a
it's gonna take
potato.
forever. So you parboil it until it is just sort of like boiled, and then you stick your little fork or something in there just to see if it's just almost cooked, and then you go through.
You know how I
then you would
rapid
put it on
cook it?
barbecue or whatever.
You know how I do that to rapid cook it before I put it on the grill? I just stab some holes on either side, stick it in the microwave for about 15 minutes,
Oh, here we
and it will
go.
get about it'll be about 85, 90% done. And you go put it about on a barbecue for about 20 minutes, and it will pick up all that smoky flavor, and the skin will get nice and hard, and you're good to go.
Oh, that's it, guys. I want to go to the store now. You're making me hungry.
Hopefully this will show. There.
So I bet Laura would put it in foil. She put it in the microwave.
Yeah, see that, there it is, there.
Go ahead, put the foil in the microwave, see what happens.
Jacket
Hold on,
potato.
hold on.
You'll be
so
heading
just
to
a ba-
Walmart.
The baked potato,
Yeah.
jacket potato. Kind of third world shit is that?
You think we're third world? But it's delicious anyway. Whatever we call it, we'll just call it delicious.
Agreed.
Tim is now
Yeah.
saying it's a twice baked potato. And here he comes with his trailer park lingo again.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. Well, just as I said, whatever we call it, it's delicious.
Dinner, lunch, breakfast.
Yeah. It's just too hard work. I want something
Why?
simple.
Hold on. You put chicken on baked potatoes?
Yeah.
What?
What's wrong with that?
I bet you Laura's one of those people that takes everything in the fridge and makes some nasty concoction with it. She's like, that was really good.
Yeah, I do that.
I had a friend that used to do that. He cleaned out my fridge once a week for me and Sarah, though.
Yeah, I do that. I generally go to the supermarket, and what I see there, I see what's in the bargain bin and say, oh, that's nice. And then see if I
No.
can make a deal out of that.
No, I'm talking, my friend used to come over to my house and he would take
Oh, okay.
like leftover spaghetti noodles and he'd chop up like hot dogs in them and
Oh, gross.
then like put like lettuce in there and make some like nasty. He would clean out mine and Sarah's fridge every week though. He'd come over on Friday and Saturday nights to hang out with me.
Yeah.
And he'd always go in the fridge and clean it out
Okay,
for me. He'd eat all the random shit and just mix these nasty things together.
Well,
Let's
I
see.
must say, the one thing I must say about spuds is they are, how do we say, versatile. Because you can make many things out of them. You can make potato cakes. You can make rosties.
Frenchy fries
French
or freedom
fries.
fries, yeah.
Yeah, freedom fries, sorry. God, you can make wedges. You can make, baked potatoes. You can make a sort of potato bake. So it is really versatile what you can do with spuds. And that's a
You're
good
making
thing.
me hungry, and my doctor's put me on a liquid diet right now because my jaw won't stop swelling, so I have to give my jaw a rest.
Okay.
Actually, that's not, actually, Laura, putting chocolate like on salty potato chips, like say like you know, like that chocolate you can dip stuff in and it hardens. It's
Yeah,
like made for dipping stuff in. Like that actually probably would be liked by a lot of people because certain salty foods and chocolate go together. Like, you ever had chocolate covered pretzels?
yeah.
Those are good.
Uh,
And over here there was a
Good one,
place
Bill.
too that did chocolate covered bacon,
Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
actually pretty good.
Smack it.
yeah. Chocolate covered bacon. Deep fried Mars bars.
I bet those would be good.
Yeah, they are. But you can't overcook them because it gets too gooey. If you get it perfect, it's just it's just gooey
Oh,
enough.
shredded,
So that when
really?
you break it up, it just
No,
comes apart perfectly.
Now chips are chips, David. They're not French fries or freedom fries.
So your potato chips or crisps and hot chips, there's two different things.
Well, no,
It's
see,
good.
they call what we call potato chips, they call crisps.
Yep.
And then what we generally would call French fries, they call chips, right?
Yeah. We call them hot chips.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm watching NASCAR and the guy just wrecked and his parts are going down the track
Oh, okay.
and his tire and a few other things.
Hey, Dominic, do they have onion rings over there?
Yes.
Oh, if you want a bunch of deep fried crap, go to a state fair in the United States.
Texas is supposed to be really good for that one.
And you will
Texas
find
is
a
good.
1,000 different things that they're deep frying, all kinds of sweets.
Somehow they deep fry butter. How the hell you deep fry
Yeah, they
butter?
have.
You want to get like really fat and make yourself sick, but eat real delicious food, go to a state fair.
Yeah.
Funnel cakes.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
the
funnel cakes,
chippies
yeah.
here.
With lots
The
of
chip the chippies here, I tell you, the amount of things they come up with.
Deep fried
deep
butter.
fried Oreos.
Yeah, you name it, we've probably deep fried it.
Come on.
Everything tastes better in butter.
Yes, we
Oh,
joined us.
Tim, you can make your own homemade corn dogs. I mean, you just got to come up with a good batter. That's pretty much the
Uncle
biggest
Bill
thing.
says
Yeah,
the deep
You gotta
fried
get-
butter is frozen first.
Yeah.
Sonny joined us today.
Hello, Sonny. Now, the
Oh.
corn dogs, you've almost got to do the panko breadcrumbs the Japanese use. It's got to be
Well,
very
Oh
thick.
no. Has to
It's
be
got
a
to be
deep
very
fried
thick,
batter.
but very thick.
Well, if Tim wants like what he was used to here, all he has to do is go online and get a really good recipe for corn dog batter that would be like what we use here, and then he just makes it over there. It's not hard. I mean, it's something that cooks really quick. I mean,
Yeah.
a corn dog cooks in the matter of just a minute or two.
You can
Yeah.
buy frozen corn dogs here. Can you buy them over there?
Oh, I'm sure, but Tim wants like those homemade fair type ones, you know, the really good ones.
With
Yeah.
lots of ketchup.
All of the frozen ones aren't bad. I mean, the if you do deep fry them, they're actually really good.
Yeah. Well, we have something very similar called the battered salve.
You
but
guys
it's
don't
not
have
on the stick.
those over there? corn
Corn dogs we do, but we also do an Australian version called the battered salve, which is a battered saveloy. So it's a very similar concept.
But do you actually have what we make over there?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
exactly
but we
the
only
same?
have them at fairs.
Okay. Yeah, so just Tim needs to just go on and find a good batter recipe and he's good to go.
Yeah, yeah,
Cause he can get
Don't
everything.
forget the ketchup.
exactly.
Now, corn dogs, I put mustard on.
Oh, yeah,
Ketchup,
those are good.
ketchup.
Put mustard on it. and you
Tomato
take-
sauce and ketchup are two different things.
You take.
They're
you
related,
take-
but they're not the
take-
same.
You take some of that wax paper that it comes in, put mustard on it.
Oh, well done,
and you
get you.
take and you slather it.
Working on it.
Hey, Justin, I know you just came here, maybe you didn't realize it, but David is really down and out.
Yeah, but didn't he have a thing this morning?
He had a really
Yeah.
bad seizure and he can't talk.
What, it made his throat so sore he can't talk?
He
Yeah.
didn't say, but he's going to the doctor on, because tomorrow's a holiday, he can't go, he's gonna go to a doctor on Tuesday. Hey, Ron,
Patty.
All right.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Patty.
Mom.
Yeah, it's Patty, right? Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
you doing?
I'm Patty.
hey, Ron, David had a really bad seizure
Oh, really?
and now he can't talk.
Oh, shoot.
Sounds like a stroke.
Sounds like a stroke to me too.
Wow.
There you go, Ted.
I'll be putting them in my prayer.
Yeah, put him in your prayers.
I am. Come on. Come on. Wow. Come on. What are you eating today?
You should be able to get all that over there, Tim.
Pepperoni and crackers.
Pepperoni crackers?
Pepperoni and crackers.
Oh, that sounds good.
No. The deer are eating corn.
What,
You're not baiting deer, are you?
That's
No, the
it.
herder there, he's got a regular herd, Patty.
Yeah,
oh, now let me ask you something, Ron. If
Yeah.
David, he said no, just no words come out like I forgot how to. What does that sound like symptoms
Sounds
of?
like stroke to me.
Possibly
No.
be.
Stroke.
It's basically a terminology they use called being aphasic. You
Yeah.
know what you want to say,
you
and in
can't
your
say.
mind, you know you want to say it, but you just can't get it out.
Yeah,
And the thing of it is that I just had a guy the other day, same exact way that's why I try to limit the amount of questions, because the more questions I tried to ask him, the madder he got, because it's like,
Yeah,
I know
frustration.
what to say, but I can't do it, and it was pissing him off.
Not necessarily, Wayne. He said if it was a stroke, he would have gone to the hospital. But the thing is David has so many spells. Even if Laura told him to go to the hospital, we all know David. He's gonna be like, hell no.
yeah,
And it doesn't necessarily, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Ron, but you can have a small enough stroke to kind of fuck with you, but not to the point where I
Need to
guess you would really need to go to the hospital right away, right? Like if you didn't want to.
There's about 3 different forms. There's one, basically they call it a TIA,
TIA, yes.
But
TIA,
what
I've
people
been
refer
there.
who is like
I think you'll find,
as a mini stroke.
yeah,
and-
TIA, I've been there.
Strokes are in 2 forms. They're either what they call hemorrhagic or anoxic.
Yeah.
And one is basically leakage of blood or like a blood clot, and the other
Yeah.
one that an area of the brain has been blocked off from sufficient blood flow and oxygen, and then that part of the brain is
Yeah.
damaged.
That's not what Ron said,
Have
David.
you guys ever heard of trans global amnesia?
It's
Trans
similar,
what?
that's,
Okay, this is really weird. Okay, it happened to my boyfriend.
TGA rather than
I
TIA.
never know when it was going to happen, what was going on. He drives, I don't. We were coming home and he stopped at a stoplight and he's like totally lost where he was. So we finally got home and he's like a kid. He's eating his dinner with his hands. I'm not kidding. He didn't know where he was. He didn't know who I was. He didn't know the dogs were there. Nothing. So we finally got through that one and we left to go meet my nephew one night. We lived in this neighborhood 15 years. We make a right-hand turn and he comes down and goes, wow, all the Christmas lights are really pretty in this neighborhood. We got to come over here more often. And then he kind of went off in another direction. He goes, man, I really like it here. We need to move here. And I'm like, okay, I knew what was happening. So I got him to the corner because I don't drive. And I said, make a right. He goes, where are we going? And I says, just, I knew where we were heading home. So I got him to the next corner and I said, make another right. He goes, why are we touring the neighborhood? We don't need to do this. So I got him up to where we live. And when we come into the trailer park where we live, you go left or right. You can't go straight. And he looks at me and goes, well, what direction do I go now? And I'm like, go left. So we went home. My nephew's wife was a nurse and she was heading over here. And he didn't know who my nephew was. He didn't know where we were. The dogs are barking like crazy at his feet. And I said, Russell, take care of the dogs. He goes, we don't have dogs. We don't have any dogs at all. And I'm like looking down at the floor, like, what are those? He goes, whose are those? And then he looks at me and he says, I asked him what date it was. He goes, 1942. And he was born in 47, so I knew we were screwed by then. And we got him to the hospital and they're called transglobal amnesia, and he's had 3.
Hello,
And
Rod.
we never knew if they're going to show up again. And when he says something weird or does something funny, and it kind of triggers in my mind, so I ask him all these strange questions, and he goes, why are you asking me this? Because I don't know if he's going into one again or not. But he totally, it wasn't Russell. It wasn't who he was. He didn't even, he looked at me, he goes, why are you here? And I says, I'm your girlfriend. He goes, I have a girlfriend? And you talk about scary. Those things were just absolutely just hellacious. He was sitting there with a bowl of hot potatoes and hot roast beef out of the crock pot with his hands going, hey, this is fun. I'm having fun playing with my food. And I knew we were screwed, you know? So those are, and he's 15 years older. He's a Vietnam vet. He has Agent Orange. He is disabled from Vietnam. And so we know about his PTSD, and those are real fun to go through because you never know when it's going to hit, what's going to trigger it. And each time he has one of those, which are few and far between now, you have to deal with each one separately and each issue separately. It's not the same issue every single time.
What's up,
And somebody
Rod?
says, why can't you just do it this way? It's just because it's not the same every single time, you know?
Yeah.
And he'll have a panic. It took 2 years of us still be in our first 2 years of him not having panic attacks in the grocery store. And the marijuana store in Nevada was one of his other triggers. Those 2 were his triggers. The marijuana store in Nevada, he still has problems with. He's doing really good with the grocery store because I got really sick and I'm unable to go out, and he does a lot of the shopping and the stuff now, and he does really good. But when those happen, and he looks at me and says, whose dog are these and where am I at, what house I'm at, that's when you kind of start trying to calm yourself down, not panic, and handle the situation. But inside you're going bananas, you're freaking out. And he hasn't had one in about 5 years. But it's just really something that I always now keep my eyes open for. But it was a really scary time because he was in the truck and he goes, nice neighborhood, nice Christmas lights. But hello, dear, we live here, you know. And he's really doing great now. He's fantastic. Been when you say you want to meet somebody with knight in shining armor, this is a guy that's put up with a lot with me. We had 7 stood one summer alone, and he just did nothing but support me. And
Mhm.
but those things are scary, and you never know
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
So Justin, to answer your question, I was hanging out at the beach. It was a nice day. There were a lot of waves, but unfortunately, not a lot of surfers at any one time,
Oh, no.
which
Oh,
is
what are
kind
you
of
talking-
which is kind of weird. Usually when the waves are good, there's like 20 of them out there, but there was never more than like 2.
What are you talking about? I didn't ask you nothing.
Hmm.
Was it me that asked you?
You asked me what I was doing. I
Oh,
thought.
wow. I don't know. I just woke up, so I'm still half asleep.
Oh.
Another wreck. I'm
Sounds like you
watching
got
NASCAR.
Alzheimer's already, Justin.
Patty's watching NASCARs.
Yay.
Is Laura or David watching?
David was in here typing in the chat. Yeah, he's
They're
in the chat
chat.
right now.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with it, without being there, I'm diagnosing from across the pond, but.
Yeah.
The thing with it is, if
Okay.
he does have, like I said, forms of strokes are so in so many different ways, but. He
Would that
could
be a normal side effect of his epilepsy though? Or no?
not necessarily. What it sounds like is that something has happened to the left side of the brain. That's the left side of the brain is what actually
Yeah.
controls speech. But and if there is a clot that has formed, one of the first questions that we ask a family, like for a stroke victim, we ask them, when was the last known well? In other words, when did you last see or be with them where they acted normal? And if it's under 6 hours, some places are 4 hours. But there's a medication, it's a clot busting medication, but they won't give it after 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah,
So-
that starts with an H,
You're in the
right?
medical field, right?
Yeah.
They gave that to my dad when he had his stroke.
Mhm.
Justin and Ron, can you check your messages, please? There's one
Um,
from Laura.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
No, I wasn't laughing at what Laura sent me. Somebody else sent me something too.
At least we had a sunrise today, Justin. Yesterday was
Oh, that's good.
all clouds.
We didn't
Yeah.
have any clouds over here. It's been pretty sunny over here the last week. It doesn't
Really?
seem like we're getting as much rain as we normally would this time of year.
Yeah, we had a storm sort of drift by offshore yesterday
would've been
morning.
Yeah, I saw it on the radar, but yeah, we didn't get it.
Well, Nunya, he's supposedly going to see the doctor on Tuesday because tomorrow is a holiday over there.
Yeah, bank holiday.
Are the hospitals shut down over there when it's a bank holiday too?
I think he wants to go to his personal doctor.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's a GP. Doctor, whatever you call him.
Yeah, it's pretty clear around our area as far as.
But if
clouds.
it gets anything worse, Ron, he should go to the hospital, right?
He should have went to the hospital first thing.
First thing, that's what I was gonna say, but
But
Pretty nasty storms coming over Mexico right now.
Oh. That looks nice.
Ooh, who's getting that right now? Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana.
Well, looks interesting.
well, I'm gonna chance it tonight. I'm taking a drive.
you're gonna go?
Yeah. It's cloudy.
Rod, he's dying to go catch the Northern Lights.
Oh, hell.
And he's.
I don't
you're
blame him. I'd go
You're
too.
driving
Screw
to
it.
where?
Yep.
To Devil's Tower, right?
No, I'm gonna go all the way to Mount Rushmore and then come back to Devil's Tower.
Awesome.
guys. Give you the rest.
All I know is I'm mad at UAV forecast because they only give you 3 hours now instead of 24 hours.
Yeah.
They want that fucking subscription. I'm like, when
Yeah,
I saw
know
that
it.
change, when I saw that change, I was like, really?
You know
Really?
what you guys should do in protest is just stop using it.
I basically have. I go look at like AccuWeather and weather.com just to get the hourly forecast. I only need 24 hours.
Probably go to the Weather Channel.
What do
and
you
get
do
pretty
for a living?
detailed stuff.
And I just use it, see if I want to fly the next morning.
Rod, you're retired, right?
No, retired from the army, yes, but not retired.
Okay.
Only 4 of them tonight.
You need it
UV
above 7.
UV is 4?
If you can get the KP to 8, that's when you really see some serious shit, I tell you.
Well, we're getting a KP of 7 tonight.
Ooh, 7's good, but
Yeah.
8 is when it goes right off.
Now, the one back on the 23rd of April was a 6,
Oh, okay.
and I got a good show.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So they're
Well,
saying
it's gotta help that you're higher in elevation too.
I don't know.
And there's not a lot of city lights causing
The
anything.
city lights are the main issue.
Yeah. Up there at Mount Rushmore, it's I want to say it gets up. It's about 7,000-8,000 up there. Yeah, I'll leave here in an hour and a half. Get over there before dark. Just sit and wait and cross my fingers. I got to call Don, keep him updated.
Hmm.
He's going to meet me over at Devil's Tower.
Gonna take your Insta 360, put it in night mode?
I'm taking everything.
Yeah. I would. You know, I got the Insta 360 X3 and I still set my GoPro 10 up in the mornings and just do a hyperlapse off the GoPro. I should do it off the X3 because the Insta I think does 8K hyperlapse
Mm.
off the one side. I just haven't played with it yet.
Enjoy your northern lights. Enjoy your evening, guys. I need to go.
Okay.
Okay.
See you later.
Take
Patty,
care.
I'm gonna go feed myself shots.
okay, we'll see ya.
All right,
Take
bye.
care.
Just third. Yeah, it looks like, well, at least in my area, we're not supposed to get thunderstorms till Thursday.
No.
You got a Mini 3 Pro, Ron? I don't remember. I know you got that Mavic 2 Pro,
That's all I got.
just that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. It's a great drone.
Oh, it's a good little drone.
Well, Ron's one of those people that's not trying to keep up with the Joneses either, you know,
That's exactly.
like everybody else. There's a lot of people out there that buy every damn new drone DJI comes out, because even you, Rod, this is a well-deserved upgrade for you because you haven't upgraded in a long time, so.
DJI, that is 100% true because, well, my drone order was, I got the DJI Air 2, then I got the then I got the Autel Evo 2 Pro because the Air 2 couldn't shoot fireworks. And it pissed me off that I couldn't film fireworks with the drone. I literally went out the next day and ordered the Evo from DroneWorks. And then what did I get later on? At some point I got a second Evo 2 Pro. So I actually have 2 of them because I crashed mine and it took them 5 weeks to fix it. And I always said when it went back on sale at Best Buy for a really cheap price, I was going to buy a spare. So I actually have 2 of those. And then the Autel Nano, the Autel Light Plus, and yeah, so this Mavic 3 Pro is the first, other than the Avata, but the Avata is not really a camera drone per se, but yeah, this Mavic 3 Pro is essentially the first bigger DJI drone since the Air 2.
Yeah, well, you actually use your drones for a decent amount of time before you get rid of them.
I haven't
mean,
sold
there's-
any.
There's so many,
Except for the mini two. I gave it away to a friend.
yeah, but I'm saying is there's so many people in the drone community that literally buy the drone, they use it the minute the new one comes out. It's like, screw that drone, and they either sell it or they throw
Yeah.
it on a shelf and it sits there.
Yeah, I intentionally try to make sure I fly mine, so. The one thing I can't do with my Evo 2 Pro, because it's a V1, can't do panoramics. Or is it Pana? Yeah, Panos. Freaking locks this, it locks the screen up.
Oh,
There's a
let me
bug.
see, Curtis.
There's a
Yeah,
bug.
1.17.
So anyways, I do those
Oh, he's
rocket
away.
launches. I do those rocket launches, right, Justin?
Right,
So, I waited until the Inspire 3 come out because I kind of wanted to see what the price of that stupid thing was gonna be for, something with a really good optical zoom, but it's like, okay, that's way beyond what I would want to spend.
No, wrong one.
Not that I couldn't, but it's just like I can't justify the ROI. So the next best option for telephoto is obviously that Mavic 3 Pro. So I'm
That's
getting
wrong.
it with an intended usage.
oh yeah, that Inspire 3 is stupid expensive.
Be great, but it's not like I'm making money off a YouTube channel, so it's not
Ah,
worth the investment.
Sorry,
Well, yeah, unless you wanna take out a fucking car loan out on it,
you're the wrong button.
cause that's about what you'd be paying a month if you got a loan on it. You didn't
So
have,
the
if
claims
you
are
didn't
used.
wanna pay it all
Yeah.
out, right?
So
510, so that's a good start.
Cause you gotta
I
think
hit
what
the
a
wrong button.
$30,000 car will run you about a $400 a month payment.
yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about what that drone would cost you a month if you got it loaned through a company.
Yeah. Apparently they're gonna release an optical camera later. That was my biggest disappointment when they launched that thing. It's like, okay, where's the optical camera? Like, okay. It's literally the one thing I wanted. I wish Autel, and it's not looking like, I don't know what Autel's gonna do. I don't know that they're gonna stick around in the consumer market.
Hmm.
Well, they don't seem to be trying too hard neither, though.
Yeah, exactly. They're spending all their effort in enterprise at the moment, so. There was that leak last fall about an Evo 3 coming and Max kind of talked to it and said, well, it'd be later. Max is Autel's son who runs the drone business.
Right.
So, at least at that time, you could kind of tell they were at least thinking about it.
Yeah.
But there's literally been zero rumors, zero anything. Not even a Nano 2, a Light Plus 2, an Evo 3, nothing, literally nothing. It's all enterprise. And I have to wonder with their enterprise. At one time, they were talking about building all their enterprise drones here in the US.
144.
I think they were going to assemble them somewhere down around Houston. I don't know if that's still true or not.
Didn't they open up a plant here?
I think they opened in Houston. This is where their enterprise
Yeah, I
drones are
think,
put together. So I think they were trying to set themselves up to get around the UAS thing.
my biggest thing though is I just, I can kind of see on a total ban coming, but I don't know. Just with the whole federal and state thing going on, and then turmoil between China and the US seems to be getting worse. And then Curtis, Curtis does the ROVs, and he can't even get a hold of his contacts in China anymore. They went completely dark on him. And he's like really big into the underwater drone scene and actually has contacts with some of those people. And they've said, like he said, he can't even get a hold of them. They've gone complete dark on him.
X Dynamics, I still keep my eye on their stuff. Their in the ballpark. Obviously their two was a lot better than the one, although still had a lot of issues early on, ask Dobo. But if you look at young drone companies, right? I mean, look at any young company, you kind of expect their first few products to kind of be, I mean, look at Skydio. Until they got the Skydio 2, it was, kind of okay, but
Yeah,
whatever.
Skydio's done a really shitty job too. They're not trying at all. Let's face it.
But, so anyways, the X Dynamics is great. It uses a carbon fiber, it uses magnesium, halfway decent camera. Their big thing on this version 2 that I don't think they can solve at this point until they go to a version 3 is they've got latency between the drone and the controller.
Well, the thing is, it pisses the kind of weirds me out about Skydio is why
Where's the music coming from?
would they tell the government to ban DJI, but they have come out with no lineup of drones? It's like you think they'd start pumping out a little lineup and saying, hey, go ahead and ban them. We got some shit over here we're gonna give you guys when have
Yeah, they do
something
in the
for
enterprise, which is where they want to play.
Well, what I'm saying, but you're just like, your Mini 2 version, Air 2 version, they need to have a lineup of drones for consumers if they're trying to get the government to ban them. You think they would have you think they'd be pumping out some line, because let's face it, Skydio's not hurting for money. They're making billions off of those military contracts. There's no reason they can't pump a couple $100 million into developing some small, just
So the rumor is something's coming for Skydio. So apparently you can't buy any of their shit right now. It's all unavailable.
well, I
so
think, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe they'll
If they-
finally do an R3.
If they're gonna push the government to ban YouTube, then why the hell aren't they,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, back to the X Dynamics. So those guys are from Hong Kong. So they're not mainly in China, but they're literally moving all their stuff to Taiwan. So they're gonna home base in Taiwan. So even so, they could be an option. It's a nice drone. It's $3,700. I mean, it's essentially a bigger size Phantom or a smaller Inspire. Take your pick as to which way you want to look at it.
Yep.
But it's got interchangeable cameras and it's got a mount sort of like the Inspire where it's a magnetic mount to swap the cameras. They got a nice little setup. They just need to clean their shit up. So they're worth keeping an eye on. And so they're moving their manufacturing to
That's pretty
Taiwan
cool.
and they have quite a few software engineers in engineering in California. So a lot of their R&D dev is all being done here in the States. So they're a company to kind of keep an eye on. Whoever's running that place is freaking keeping their eye on what's going on with DJI and trying to make sure they're setting themselves up to be there if and when DJI gets thrown out. And their tech is, like I said, it's in the ballpark, right? Is it as clean as DJI or Autel right now? No. But when you stop and just sort of look at it as a platform, it's like, if they can get their act together, this could be something. So it's worth keeping an eye on. I get tired of everybody in the community kind of poo-pooing, oh, these guys aren't DJI. Well, no shit. DJI's been around how long?
Yeah.
Why don't you give some of
been
these,
around
why don't you give some of these young guys a chance? And it's fine to go, hey, your crap is broken, you need to fix this, but okay, fix it for the next one.
That's when they need to come in with another set of drones like a Harpoon.
Yeah.
Just harpoon the whale.
Yeah. Harpoon it.
But it just, I don't know.
Hey, there's Chuck and the wife.
I
Hey,
kind of
Chuck.
get
Hi,
I
Lauren.
kind of get tired of it. I kind of get tired of hearing,
We're on a
oh,
train.
but it's not a DJI.
You're on a
Yeah.
train.
We're on a train.
Going to Syracuse.
Yeah. Hey, see?
Yeah.
We have trains in the US. We do.
Oh, they have trains?
What do you say about barbecue?
Hey, Chuck, I'm not sure I trust that train right now. How many trains have gone off the tracks this year?
Don't say
Oh,
that.
wait, you're not afraid. You're not afraid. You're not a freight train, so you should be okay.
That's not a freight train, so that's all right.
You just made his wife nervous. Mean.
Actually, dinner's
It's-
becoming.
Yeah, we're in a sleeper car. This thing's here. I'll give you guys a little tour. This thing's badass. Let's see, keep this
Just
unplugged.
wear your motorcycle helmet in case it crashes.
Oh my god.
Exactly. No worries, Boo Man.
Let's see.
That's the way to go though, man, because you can stretch
Oh,
out and
oh,
relax.
Gotta go. We got dinner.
Okay.
Okay, enjoy dinner.
Guards. All right. Thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Have a great
Thanks,
trip.
Chris.
Yep.
Yeah, no, trains are nice
Yeah, we
way
have
to
our
travel.
food.
All
What you
right.
got? Well, hold on. What'd you get at least before you go?
What's for dinner, firstly?
We have shrimp and salmon.
Ooh.
Fancy.
We're gonna vlog it though, so we gotta go. What?
All
You know,
right.
using
All
this phone. Did I mention that I hate this phone too? I hate all phones. But anyway,
Vlog
we'll
that.
catch up with you guys. We'll catch up with you guys in a little bit.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Bye,
All
Lori.
Bye.
Oh my.
And I get
David's-
why everybody poo-poos over there's no security threat with DJI. And the answer may be not yet. The problem with the problem with every freaking company that exists that does business over in China is that the CCP can come in and tell those companies to do anything. So
Mhm.
if the Chinese government wanted the DJI to push something bad to their drones, there's not a thing DJI could say about it. You know how many billionaires over there have disappeared and gone to
Mm.
retraining camps?
But you know what's fun? But
you
you know
don't
what-
tell them no.
But
I don't
Rod,
care
what's
how much
funny?
money and power you think you have. You don't tell them no.
But Rod, what's funny about the whole argument with DJI is they never actually bring that particular
Oh, I know.
argument
They're-
up.
they're-
It's
they're-
always just,
it's
oh,
the
they
other
could be
bullshit.
spying on us. It's like,
Yeah,
the fuck,
yeah,
I can go to
know.
Google Earth and see everything my drone's seeing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
if you're gonna make an
Exactly.
argument for it, at least make a.
At least make a
But look-
legitimate one. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm
but-
with you.
But that's the only thing that at this particular moment that would be a threat is if they decided to do something like that.
Keep in mind, I spent the last 5 years of my military career in the CERT team downstream from the NSA, having to think about what bad guys could do.
Maybe
So
I'll
that is the
Dynasty.
one obvious thing that DJI could be forced to do.
Well, at the moment, that's about the only thing. I mean,
Sure.
other than that, I mean, really, what is the drone seeing when you're flying?
Enjoy
that
it.
they're not seeing on Google?
The other interesting argument is everybody goes, well, where's your phones made? Well, that's true. Where's the phone
Yeah.
made? But where's the operating system that goes on the phone made?
And then let's face
It's
it,
made in
China.
the US. It's made in the US.
Everybody keeps saying that China's. Oh, that's where everything's manufactured. Yeah, but we all know that Taiwan's the one making all the chips too. Where do you think
That's
China's
true.
getting
A
their
lot of
chips
shit from
from?
Taiwan goes to mainland China to actually be assembled.
Right, they're not making all that shit. They're just getting parts from everybody else and
Mm,
putting this shit together.
mm. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
And you know what's funny is I can't believe Apple still wants to make their phones over there after the CCP extorted them.
Yeah, you know where Apple's moving their business, right? Have you read the latest articles?
No,
They're
they
starting
moving
to
it?
reach almost 50% in India.
well, because
So,
the CCP
they're moving.
extorted
I'm
them.
just gonna say India.
They told Apple, they extorted Apple for what was it, a few $100 million or something?
Hello, that is my exact point of about the risk with DJI, right? You look what the CCP did to Apple. What do you think they're going to do to DJI if they want to step in and do something? That's my exact point about the risk of those companies over there. So everybody that's kind of poo-pooed this is I get it, because the lame ass excuse that the politicians are throwing out
Yeah,
there. But the
freedom
real
computer parts.
the
that's
real
right, David.
risk is exactly
Yeah,
what just
freedom
happened to
computer
Apple.
parts.
So
That's-
anyways, Apple is almost, I was reading the article, they're getting pretty close to having more than 50% of their stuff made in India instead of in China. So eventually they will pull out.
That's what they need to do is
guarantee
just
it.
start transferring everything to India.
A lot of shit has been moving. A lot of IT world stuff has been moving out of China. I know
But
this for a
Rod,
fact.
Rod, what effect is, if you noticed in the last week or two, they're talking about Russia, China, and India coming together.
India doesn't like Russia or China.
Yeah, the India-Russia relationship is weird at best.
And China, they hate China. They keep having
India and
clashes on
China
their
hate
border.
each other. They keep fighting wars.
Yeah, they've been having
mini
clashes.
wars.
Yeah, have you seen the
Didn't
clashes
they-
at their
didn't they-
border?
Didn't they have a big peace conference between India, China, and Russia?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
India,
that's just,
India
don't
sees
know, okay.
themselves as taking over China.
Yeah.
Seriously. Economically, they see themselves being the replacement to China. They're just playing a game. They're just playing a game with those guys right now. Seriously.
yeah, but they've been getting in clashes left and right at their border and the
Oh,
US
yeah.
trains with the Indian army all the time.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
actually
And-
very
But
common.
anyways, here's the other thing, Paul, is a lot of the IT shit, obviously with what has gone down over the last several years, companies have been pulling out left and right and moving. Vietnam, a lot of Western Digital right now, one of their big manufacturing sites is actually Vietnam. There's some other stuff that has also moved to Vietnam. Clothing industry
A lot in
um,
Vietnam.
has moved to Vietnam or to Colombia in South America. Is another big cheap clothing manufacturer. So a lot of those textile guys have gone to Vietnam, and some crap has gone to the Philippines. And Singapore did, who the hell did they do the deal with? Intel? I think Singapore is going to be making chips here pretty soon as well.
Yeah.
So there's been a big serious pullout by the really big companies
Hold on. I
out of
wanna,
China.
how is China the safest country to live in? I want to
Mm,
answer to that statement right there.
Who said that?
exactly. I don't think so.
As long as you don't mind being a slave, it's perfectly
Yeah.
safe.
They actually have they actually have concentration camps in China with the Uyghurs in it.
Yep.
That's
They've-
not a conspiracy. That is 100% fact.
It's
Yeah.
also 100% fact that in the last 3 years, at least two billionaires disappeared for a while
Yep.
because they lipped off about the Chinese Communist Party. 2 of them, billionaires. Forget the
It's-
little
Yeah.
guy, billionaires. So imagine Elon Musk being whisked away to some prison somewhere to be retrained. That's what the Chinese did.
I don't want to live in a country that has communism in the name.
Exactly. The second C in the CCP is just that.
Chinese Communist Party.
Exactly.
No, absolutely not. Well,
Yep.
I feel like the safest place is where me and Rod live. Can have
I
a
feel
gun
like
and
the
we can-
safest place is Antarctica.
Yep.
Nobody's threatening to start a war over Antarctica, so just go live there.
Yeah, but that's a problem is the government there, like people might be good, but that doesn't make it a good place to live.
You know, to be fair, there's lots of places over there that are perfectly fine. There's a nice middle class that is making business and all that kind of stuff. As long as you play inside of their world and play nice inside of the world,
Yeah, but I'm too
you
free.
you can
I'm
li-
too-
you can live okay.
I'm too free-minded to live in a country like that, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I
why
don't,
Hong Kong keeps kicking and screaming.
do you think you could walk down the streets of China and be like, fuck the CCP and a big sign? No,
Exactly.
No, 100% not.
I can walk down the streets of Florida with a big sign that says fuck the governor, even though I like the governor. That
Yeah.
says fuck the governor and they can't do a damn thing about it.
So,
That's the difference. And I can have my concealed gun on me.
Yeah,
yeah,
I tell you,
You
more and
know-
more people are moving here to Wyoming and South Dakota. It's unbelievable.
you
You
know,
and both
all,
Buses
yeah.
that went up around me in the
you know,
past year.
just, oh, go ahead.
But I was telling about that guy in Cowboy. I told Justin that this morning. Guy down in San Diego just got here. Met him down at the courthouse the other day. We were down there getting our license and stuff, and he said he just got here from San Diego. He was paying almost $25,000 a year in just property taxes. It's like, geez.
You know what you know what the problem is with our gun stuff?
We
And
don't have enough.
I told somebody this today. No, not enough good people carry.
This forecast. Oops.
We need more good people carrying.
Well, like I said, I think every household should be allowed one Stinger missile system. That's just,
Yeah,
it's just
I
my,
agree with that.
A Stinger. Okay,
Yeah.
let's be
I mean, could you imagine two neighbors coming out head to head with the Stinger missile?
no,
Get
let's
off
just
my
give them
lawn. No,
let's just
fuck
give
you.
them hand grenades. Let's just give them hand grenades. At least they can only destroy themselves and not everybody else too.
Okay. Sorry,
Okay,
guys, I've
Jack.
been called away, so I've got to go.
Okay,
Dominic.
Dominic, where you
All right.
headed?
I've got to go and help my brother.
Okay, all right, buddy.
Bye-bye.
right.
Bye-bye.
I'll-
Thanks
I'll
for
s-
being here.
But you know what's everybody teach their kids about bullies, right? Bullies bully because nobody punches back. When somebody punches them back in the nose, they quit being bullies. And it's kind of the same thing.
No, that's not why. It's because criminals don't care about the laws.
Well, that's the other part about gun laws, right?
They don't do any good.
They're
because
only for the
criminals-
good people. They're not for the bad people. The bad people don't care.
You can put all the gun laws you want in place, but criminals are not going to care.
Criminals don't care about the law. That's why they're criminals.
Well, and the thing is other countries that have taken guns out of the mix have just crazy people have moved on to other weapons.
You mean like big rental trucks and just driving people over? Those incidents that have happened over in Europe?
Well, like in the UK, they have a bad problem with people getting stabbed. I mean, David
Oh
was
yeah,
a
yeah,
stabbing
yeah.
victim.
Yeah, stabbing's crazy over there in the UK.
They just replace one weapon with another. I mean, there's crazy people everywhere. They're
Humans have been
probably
killing humans for a long time.
I mean, the UK is probably the stabbing capital of the world right now. I mean, David was actually a victim of that over there. Like it's not the US isn't the only one that has problems. The only reason the US gets so much flack is because we're the pinnacle of freedom to own guns, and of course we're the biggest economy in the world. So everything we do gets way more publicized than what other countries do.
Because
I mean,
the media.
Look, I've watched stuff on YouTube about mass shootings in these little tiny countries that, you know, I've heard of them, but I don't even know who their leaders are or anything. I know nothing about these countries, but I've watched YouTube where they've had problems with mass shootings. Like little countries like what do you want to call it?
Plenty of them in Africa. Try to go to Somalia and not carry a gun.
Yeah, but because it's not a first world nation like the US, that doesn't count, right? Even though they have millions of murders every year, that doesn't count.
It does count.
Yeah.
That's my
No.
point.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is we might have 10,000 people victim of violent crimes, and another third world nation could have 1 million, but you know, we're the bad guys.
Hey, Ron, what did you want to say?
I just wanted to ask Rod a quick question, memory refresher. On the 360, it's that star lapse mode. It's the night mode, correct?
You know, that's a great question. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I got that X3 and I've really just not used it much, but yeah, it's supposed to have a low light. I remember when that 1-inch came out before the X3 and you know, they did some nighttime comparisons with that thing, and yeah, it's not bad.
But I'm just saying like too, like. Yeah, you probably couldn't kill as many people with a knife as a gun for sure, but I bet you if I walk into a bus and I walk up to 10 people and they're not expecting me to do that, I bet you I could get at least 6 of them before the other 4 jump on me.
Mm. I'd have to go get mine and look, Ron.
Yeah, I just looked it up. I saw that star lapse mode.
Yeah, that's probably it then.
I think that's what it is. It's like a nighttime, almost
Yeah.
like a time lapse.
See, the X3 does that 8K time lapse. And it does that off of one side. It doesn't use both cameras for that.
Right.
So it's a directional time lapse. So it's probably part of that. That's what I was going to suggest. Just use that 8K.
Yeah.
That would probably end up looking pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the whole party with me,
Everything you got, I do.
taking all my guns.
Taking all your guns too.
Yep.
Getting 105s so you can make a big bang.
Yeah.
Maybe. Cannons from the American Revolution.
Just got another alert from the group, said it they're looking at peak time at 11:30 Central, 10:30 Mountain.
Oh, cool.
So
So
Hopefully
how
hopefully
far
the
a
weather
drive-
behaves.
what's that, Paul?
How far a drive is it?
To Mount Rushmore, it's 2+
Not too bad.
No.
Hey, at least you get the Mavic 2 Pro.
Yeah.
That 1-inch sensor does really well in low light. So
Yeah.
it's really no different than my Evo 2 Pro. It's pretty similar with the
Yeah.
1-inch. Although I will say the night mode. So the Light Plus has a 1-inch sensor like the Evo 2 Pro, but they put a night mode on it, sort of like they did with the Mavic 3, where it has a night mode, and the Mini 3 Pro
Mavic
has a
2 has-
night mode.
Get what it's called. It's that
It-
night.
It bumps the ISO range.
Yeah. And the noise on it is not bad.
No, I think you had yours. Yeah, because you flew the Rick thing, right? Didn't
Yeah.
you fly that with your drone?
Yep.
At that first meetup?
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't that noisy.
And I did a lightning shot. Oh gosh, about 2-3 years ago. Right, like 2 a.m. It was lightning like crazy. No rain, but just lightning. And I just took the drone, launched it right above my porch up to about 300 feet and tested it out. I got some pretty good results.
You know, I did that when I first got my Air too. That was one of the things I really liked enjoying, was when the thunderstorms were rolling in, was throwing it up trying to catch lightning. But you know, I realized a while ago, it seems lately that it starts normally in Florida, especially in the summer, you get these kind of really small, very self-contained cells. So I mean, you could be half a mile outside that cell and not getting any rain. But lately, they seem to all be surrounded by a lot of rain, so I can't get the drone up. So I'm kind of hoping with the Mavic 3 Pro with that 7X to be able to get some lightning shots as they come in, and at least before the rain shows up, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's a use case that I thought about with the Mavic 3 Pro, or well, the Mavic 3 period. Well, except for the Classic, which doesn't have the 7X. That would be an okay use. The 3X zoom for the rocket launches would be great.
Yeah.
The 7X is kind of narrow, so trying to keep the drone on it. But you know, honestly, with the goggles, this is what really sort of made up my mind on, okay, I'll get the Mavic 3 Pro, was the compatibility with the goggles. But there's a feature that I don't see a lot of people talking about or using with the goggles that is hands down. And actually, Juan Denard said, agreed with me the one night when I said it in the chat. Hands down, the number one feature of using those goggles with the Mavic 3 or the Mini 3 is head tracking.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to use the 2 sticks and the scroll wheel, right? To try to keep the freaking gimbal on the target, right? So with head tracking, you just turn the head tracking on and you just look. It will literally keep the gimbal and the drone pointed at whatever the hell you're looking at. So it makes doing that kind of a shot about 100 times easier.
Curtis sent me this link. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's a new one from Japan. That's probably another one to keep an eye on. Come on, we know the Japanese can make some great electronics.
Oh, I would love to see what come out of there besides the commercial shit they've been doing for the movies.
You know, some of the best audio equipment around, Macintosh Labs and Denon and a lot of the high-end audio shit is all made in Japan. Because they make the better caps that go in all that
Well,
equipment.
here's
too.
all the specs for it, apparently. So up to 4K, 30 frames a second, 2.7K at 60 and
So
30.
anyways, we should all be pulling for all these new guys, right? You know, there's another country I'm surprised it doesn't freaking make drones.
1-inch sensor.
That surprise it kind of actually there's a company that kind of surprises me that doesn't make drones. Want to guess?
Okay.
And it's in that part of the world.
South Korea.
Uh-huh. Who's the biggest electronics in South Korea? By far. The biggest company.
No, they don't, Tim, because they blur out all the private parts in those. It's
But-
actually a rule there. They have to do that.
But who's the biggest electronics company in South Korea? Samsung. I'm really surprised Samsung hasn't jumped into the drone market.
Yeah, but they've gotten their hands in so much shit and a lot of it's been
Oh,
flops.
you know how many
Look at-
company, you know how big that company is, and
Look
and
at-
all the things that aren't even electronics.
Yeah, but look at their appliance line. It's horrible. Everybody hates their appliances. You want to talk about some of the worst reviews? Go look up Samsung for refrigerators.
I don't know. I got the
washers
refrigerator.
and dry.
My refrigerator works great.
Like Chris Hope bought the Samsung fridge about 8 months ago and he's had nothing but problems with it.
Hmm.
And they wouldn't help him. Like every time he called Samsung about it, it was like he said, they keep making me jump through hoops to try to get help. And I think the first issue he had was some of the racks, the like clips or something broke on it that held the racks up. And they didn't even want to replace them.
Okay, so minus that stuff. Their electronic crap is all good.
And then the other day he was on.
Phones, tablets, computers, freaking you name
Oh
it.
no, they do have some good shit, but like, I'm just saying.
TVs, projectors. So it kind of surprises me that it's rather interesting. I'm surprised that they haven't jumped into the drone market, especially with the pressure on DJI.
I would love to
Man,
see what Japan.
Samsung could jump into that market in a heartbeat and probably produce something like a mini pretty easily.
Yeah, David said, yeah, some Samsung support, don't care. I mean, I've been saying that forever. I would love to see what would come out of Japan. Like I said, yeah, it would be an interesting thing to see. I've been
Everybody
saying that for a
knows
long time.
Japanese make the best electronics. Hands down.
But if you want a old school gaming system, but recently manufactured, that's the place to go get it. They actually still have a lot of like really good gaming stores over there, where over here it's kind of died off. Because let's face it, GameStop is a joke. anymore. All they have in there is fucking Funko Pops and bullshit anymore. But yeah, they got a lot of good stuff over there. I've seen some of their gaming stores of people going through tours through them, showing them. And like, if you want like a modern NES Nintendo, like a full size one that takes cartridges and everything, but it's a new one, but it looks just like the old ones. You can go in there and buy
Oh,
it.
speaking of Samsung, guys, there was an
Jesus,
article.
Dan.
There was an article just this last week. So Samsung, no, Sony. Maybe it was Sony. Sorry, it was Sony. They have, although it's probably the talk is it may go into the Samsung S24, the one that's coming next year. If not, it'd be the S25 for sure. But they have a new sensor technology, camera sensor technology, and it's not stacked, Ron, like it is in the good cameras. It's a new tech that's called dual layer, and it's going to be a 1-inch. So it'll be a 1-inch dual layer that they're going to put into a cell phone. But the
Oh,
dual layer essentially has double the light gathering capacity.
Oh,
Yeah. And it's a 1-inch sensor. So think about that for a drone, right? A 1-inch dual layer sensor. If
Oh,
they're
dude,
going to put that 1-inch sensor in a phone, why the hell couldn't they put it in a drone?
like
Yeah.
comparing like the iPhone 13 that Sarah has to my S22 that I have, my S22 camera is 10 times better than hers. Like just the zoom alone, right? Like I can zoom. I go to people's houses all the time to get meter reads off of them, and I'll be like 15, 20 feet from the meter, and I can zoom in and read it without having to go in the yard. Like it's just that clear. But if I was to do that with my iPhone 12 or Sarah's 13, it's just blurry as shit. You can't see anything.
Mm.
And it takes really good pictures. It has some really cool editing software built into the phone too, where it like regenerate what is it? It like redoes the picture and makes it look better.
This is the article.
Well-
Mhm.
well, guys, I'm gonna go start packing up. Well,
Mhm.
ready to go for a drive.
That's fine. What are you gonna stay the night down there? or
Anyways,
what?
No, I'll be
Yeah.
back.
there you go,
It'll be
Paul.
What's that?
That
Ron.
is the article on that new CMOS dual layer
Okay,
sensor.
did you put it in the chat?
I put it in the Zoom chat. Yeah.
Okay,
The set's on a launch May 11th.
The sensor, not the phone.
Uh,
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah. It could be in the phone. Yeah, you're right. It could
the
be in the phone.
Sony, it's a Sony Xperia 1V.
Right, but it's their sensor. It's Sony's new sensor.
Oh, it's in Hong Kong. That's why. Says it's according to advertising in Hong Kong, they might be doing an early release there or something.
Oh. Alrighty, guys.
So
Developed by Sony was
Okay, Ron.
new tech coming.
Hope
That will
this
be
year-
better than stack
thanks, we'll look
sensors.
for it.
All right, Ron.
Well, have a good night, guys.
Okay.
Be
all right,
safe.
Ron.
All right,
So
bye-bye.
anyways, Justin, this is what I always find interesting in watching what goes on in the drone crap. I watch all the camera stuff too, and it's like, God, we're getting screwed. I mean, seriously, you look at the Micro Four Thirds on the Mavic 3 Pro. Cameras have had Micro Four Thirds since like the beginning of the 2000s. You talk about like really old tech that they're putting in our cameras. It's like, come on, give us some of the new shit. At least go BSI, backside illuminated, or hell, because the sensors are so small, they now have global shutters in the 1-inch range. That's a full true global shutter. So no rolling shutter. It's just like,
Mark said Altel uses the Sony sensor, don't they?
yes. A lot of drone guys, a lot of places use the Sony camera sensors, including Nikon. Nikon camera actually uses Sony sensors.
All right, I'm gonna jump off too. I gotta go do some stuff for.
Okay, we'll close it down then.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay, everybody,
I'll
hey,
see y'all
thanks for
later.
being here. We'll see all of you again tomorrow.